Hey everyone, how you all doing? Blue here, back with our Minecraft medieval castle tutorial. So guys, before we get started, how are you all doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. Now before we start today's part of the build, I just wanted to quickly first of all apologize for the lack of castle videos. I know there has been a bunch of questions on the channel asking me, is the castle series continuing and when will the next part be and stuff like that. Now, the reason that there's been a bit of a delay is because I've been working really hard on the underneath area of the castle, so kind of like in the basement area. Now, I've done several designs for the underneath of the castle, and many that I've been unhappy with the layout or something just didn't feel right and stuff like that. So I've been working on finding something that I think everyone else will enjoy, and finally I think we have a really cool layout for everything. We've got a layout for an area for dungeons and a layout for an area for the storage system. Now, I will warn you in advance that today's episode is probably going to involve a lot of work and a lot of digging, guys. So make sure you've got those pickaxes ready because you're gonna need them. Now, with that being said, guys, I think I've got probably the next 3 or 4 episodes probably all planned out now. So we should be good to go. So the castle series should be back to a better schedule and a little bit more regular than it was. So with that being said, guys, I think that is enough of the talking. Let's dive in and do some building. Okay, now we've got a lot of work to get done, so we're going to dive straight in and we're going to head over to the right hand side of the castle, just here on the outside. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let's start from the outside here. First of all, let's just get rid of these leaves. We don't need any of these. Let's get these all out of our way. Then we want to get rid of this little edge of the stairs and slabs. Get rid of the polished andesite here and the cobblestone wall. And also this one on here. Get rid of these 4 just here. Then we're going to go ahead and get rid of this pillar here. And we're going to take this all the way across, getting rid of this. Now I know you guys hate it when I break things, but trust me, it'll be worth it in the end. And then 1, 2, 3 just here, okay? So we're up to this pillar, so we should have all these pillars still coming across there. Let's get rid of this bit here all the way over to the other corner. Okay, once that's all out of the way, let's go ahead and get our spruce planks. And then we're just going to go ahead and just extend the floor up to this pillar here, okay? So just fill this little area in with your spruce planks or the flooring of your choice. Okay, now we're just going to put in another wall, which is going to be with our smooth sandstone all the way across this edge here, okay? And we're going to just bring it up to this corner here, bring it up to the ceiling. And then basically just fill this all in. Okay, we're going to add some details to this wall in just a minute. But first of all, we're going to head over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to break from the top. So come down by 1. Break this row here and the 2 rows below. Like that. Then break this corner one here and break it all the way over until we get to that opposite wall. Right there. So we've got no door frame here now. Now, before we do anything, let's just quickly replace the stone on the floor and the ceiling with the spruce planks. Just like so. Now, we want to create a stairway. The idea here is to create a stairway going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these barrels that we had here as some storage. Okay, we're going to get rid of those. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add another pillar right about here. Okay, get rid of that stair there. We'll do that. And then we'll extend that bone block all the way down to the ground. Right about there. Then get rid of these stairs here. Put bone blocks across like this. Bone blocks down here. And then just cover the area in just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just repeat a little table just here. Kind of like what we have on this side. And what we'll also do here is we'll get rid of that for a moment. Let's put 3 planks in there. Then we'll put 3 of our stairs like that. And yeah, I think that will do. that's fine. That's good. And then what we do is we'll put right in the middle, we'll put a lantern just there, just to make sure it stays bright there. And then right in the middle of this little bit of a walkway here, we'll go in by one and we'll put one there. Okay. Right, okay, now what happens if we break that? We've got nothing behind there. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go another bone block and then another one of our stripped spruce logs. Okay, so we'll do that, take them all the way to the ceiling. Now in here we're going to go upside down stairs across there, upside down stairs across there. Then we're going to get our planks. Let's go ahead, actually no, we'll use the smooth sandstone. We're going to put smooth sandstone there, get rid of the stairs here and put smooth sandstone. Then we can just go ahead, put some planks at the back there, planks in front of it, and then one row of red planks at the back. Upside down stairs, upside down stairs. And this is going to be the first part of our stairway. So let's break right here, this block underneath here, and then that one just further back as well. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Get rid of all of these. And that should give us plenty of room for a little walkway. Now, just because it's a little bit dark, I'm going to just put a lantern just for the minute there, but we might move it in a minute. Now, underneath here, we're going to go ahead, break this single little row here. And just while I'm here, I'm going to grab my planks. I'm just going to replace all of these stone blocks here, okay? Just so that we've got a matching ceiling down here. Now, break this row here, which is right on top of that wall there. And then what we're going to do is start making a staircase coming down. So we're going to go 1 stairs. Well, 3 stairs, but that's our first stair coming down. We'll do another one. Again, keeping it as a row of 3. 3rd stair. 4th stair. And I think we're going to go 1 more. Like that. Okay. And then for now, we're just going to put some upside down stairs underneath them. Just like this. And then we'll grab our planks. And what we'll do is we'll put 1 upside down stair on that edge. We'll make a 3x3 platform with spruce planks. Put a 3 stairs across here, making sure they're facing normal. Then we'll put another stair there and another stair there. Put upside down ones behind them and bring them over so you've got a little row of 3. And then you can put your stairs across like so. So that's going to be our little stairway coming down. Now, before we start doing too much work down there, let's just neaten up this top part of the walls here. So this one shows on the outside. Yes, it does. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in some sandstone here. We're then going to put in another pillar just here with our strip spruce. Leave a 3 block gap. Put another pillar just here. Leave another 3 block gap and then put another pillar just here. Making sure they all face the same way. Then at this point here, I think I'm just going to break that one there in the corner. And what we'll do is we'll get our smooth sandstone. And we'll bring that all the way across here. At this point here, we're going to bring it all the way down to the ground. And then basically, just from here, bring it all the way across. All the way up. And then just fill this area in here. Okay, now that's all in place, let's go ahead and get our spruce stairs. And up here, I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, just like that. We're going to get our strip spruce log. Break 1, 2, and 3. We're then going to bring the strip spruce log all the way across to this corner. Just like that. And then in line with this top stair here, we're going to place a strip spruce log. And we're just going to basically bring that all the way up and connect it to the ceiling. Okay. Then we can go leave a 1 block gap, place one there, and then one here. And we're going to just raise these ones up. And then in the gap, we're going to put our smooth sandstone. Just like so. Then on the other side here, we're going to pretty much do a very similar thing. So we're going to put a stripped spruce log in the corner like this. Take it all the way up. Make sure they all face the same way as well. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. On the 4th block up, we're going to just put a pillar coming across like this. At this point here, get rid of these 2 layers of the stone. And then this one in the corner here, we're going to just get rid of that. And we're going to bring a spruce pillar all the way up to the very top there. And then make sure we connect in there. Right here, put a spruce pillar in the center here. And then place in your sandstone, or your smooth sandstone rather, in the gap. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to just put in a strip spruce log just there. We'll put 2 of our spruce fences here and then a trapdoor on top of there. And there we go, we've got a nice little walkway. Now I think what I am going to actually do here, because it's pretty dark down here, we're going to actually break these stairs here. Then we're also going to break the second stairs there and those 1 blocks just there. Break these blocks here. And does that get seen behind? No, it don't. So we can break those. Not that one. And then just extend these. Okay, all the way up like that. And then what we can do on this one right here, we can put in a lantern. And that just brightens it up down here. Makes it much brighter when we come walking down. Okay, now before we start making too many plans and stuff like that, guys, there's a lot of work here that's got to be done first of all. So what we're going to do, let's just kind of tidy up some of the area first of all. So this bit of the wall here, we're going to get rid of that and this little section here, okay? So let's just get rid of this all out of our way. Now remember, anywhere where you end up seeing a bit of dirt on the ground, go ahead and replace it with the flooring, so with the planks. And we're going to do some bits in the ceiling, but not all bits, because a lot of these areas are going to be covered with some beams and stuff. And they're going to affect the upper levels, so we want to be careful here. So first of all, we can get rid of these stone blocks here. Now, you guys might not have this here. You may have already covered this. I'm not sure. It depends on how you followed along. So if you haven't got them there, don't worry. Then, just continue to the next bit. We want to get these stones out of the ceiling up here. This row here. Now over here, there are these polished andesite. Make sure you leave them there. They're what goes underneath the fireplace in the little guards area. Now, before I do anything else, I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead and put a lantern in my hand, so it's a little bit brighter where we are, where we're walking, so you can see things a little better. So, right, let's go back to our planks. Let's go ahead, replace any of the normal stone. And we just basically want to remove anywhere else that we have stone in the ceiling, or if we have random holes like that as well. Make sure you leave the polished andesite, but any stone that doesn't cover anything above like this, we want to go ahead and just replace that with the spruce planks. Okay, once you've got all of your ceiling covered and you've got no more stone areas sort of on show, don't worry about it here, guys. This is just where I've put some wall on the throne room from the room above. So don't worry about that. That's going to be covered with some beams and stuff like that. So you don't need to be too fussy. It doesn't matter if you can't get all of the stone out of the way or something. We can leave that because most of it is going to be covered with beams and stuff like that anyway. Once you've done that, we want to head over to this bit of the area. And we want to go ahead and we want to break these pillars out here. Now from where we came down, we're basically coming down those stairs and going all the way to this back corner here. This is where we have a tower. So let's get rid of this bit of the wall here. We are going to have a stairway here, which is going to lead up to the tower. Then we want to get rid of these bits across here. just like this. We can actually get rid of this wall here as well. This is part of the double layer of the wall. Now, we might not have put this in. This might just be in my version of the castle because this is a copy of the original one that I done before I started the tutorial. So there may be a couple of blocks that you guys don't have in the way. But if you do have them in the way down here, be sure to get rid of these little archways and the sections above. If you break it and you see the outside of the castle, just put your block back and leave that wall as it is, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and just get this out of the way. Now, there would be a possible walkway through here. If we get rid of this little piece here, there would be a little walkway that would be possible. Now, it's probably going to be very dark to see, guys, but there would be a little possible walkway that would come all the way through round here. And then if we get to this point here, I think it is, we'll open up into a room which is just near the archery range. Just after that wall there is the archery range. So if you wanted to, we could make a little secret walkway through to this area. We need to break this one big main wall here because we don't, you know, it doesn't matter. We've got the extra space. So as you can see, this is the room that was underneath the room that I suggested as a possible ballroom. Okay, so that's underneath here. So, you know, we could do something with that if you wanted to. We've got this big bit of space here and we will be using it for something. But we could go ahead and turn it into a secret room rather than connecting it to the ballroom above if you guys wanted to. So yeah, keep that in mind. Let's get rid of this last piece of wall here. Something along these lines. Then as we come down here, we'd need to light some of these little areas up. Some of the areas like this, I mean, they're very narrow. We could just go ahead and just fill this little single spot here because it's not even needed. Get rid of any blocks that are in your way. You could do the same here. And again, just throw in some torches to make sure that the pathway is all lit up. And then just break out any of the excess blocks that are not needed. Except for that one, of course. Let's go ahead and put a pillar right in the corner there so we know not to remove that one. Okay, now the next step here, guys, of course, go ahead, get your planks and just make sure you cover this area as a floor. If you have big areas underneath like this, I would suggest going ahead and throwing in some torches down here or something like that. Just to make sure you don't get no mob spawning down here. But other than that, guys, just go ahead and just fill all of your flooring on this level. Sorry, guys, I do apologize. I just lost my voice for a second there. So just cover this all. Do the same all the way through here and this little walkway here as well. If you want this to be a secret room, go ahead and just cover a little single walkway all the way to here. We can cover the flooring in here with the planks as well. And then just go ahead and get rid of all of these dirt that are in the way. And if you have any sort of dirt blocks on the wall or anything like that, go ahead and cover them with some stone or stone bricks or something like that, so that it blends in with the rest of the walls. Okay, we've got all of our flooring in place. We've got our little walkway that leads to the secret room and the flooring in the secret room all done as well. Now we're going to come back to that a little bit later on, but over here we're going to go ahead where the stairway is, and on the right hand side of the stairway we're going to place 3 strip spruce logs, then 2, then 1, and then just put a trapdoor on top of those. Now over here we're going to have our wall that comes across, and we're just going to make a kind of stripy wall. So we're going to leave a 1 block gap and put a spruce log, a 1 block gap, 1 block gap, and then a 1 block gap. In fact, no, we're going to leave it just there. So we're going to put 3 across there. We're then going to leave a 3 block gap like this, okay, and then put 2 more on that side. Now let's go ahead and raise these all the way to the ceiling. Okay, now we've got our pillars in place. Let's go ahead and fill the gaps with our smooth sandstone, making sure we leave this 3 block gap in the center here for our doorway. Okay, and then from here we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and then we're going to put in a beam across here, a 2 beam in the center, and then smooth sandstone in those gaps. That gives us our dividing wall for what is going to lead into a little kind of bit of a dungeon. Not a huge dungeon. We're going to just have a couple of cells in here and then some storage area. So there ain't going to be a proper dungeon in here. It's just going to be like a small dungeon. Then we're going to have another dungeon around the back over here as well. So we'll get back to that in a bit. Now, we're going to go ahead and start working on the walls to divide up all of the rooms. So first of all, where we've got our stairway here, we're going to just use a block to count for the moment. So let's get our polished andesite. Because it's got an outline, it makes it easier to count the blocks. So we're going to go 1 in front of the stair block there, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to put a spruce pillar just here. Now, there's going to be a doorway that's going to go into the storage area just here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a smooth sandstone diagonally there. Okay, so from the side of the stairs there, we're actually facing this way. Leave a 3 block gap in the middle, and then we're going to go back to our pillar just like that. Now for the moment, what I'm going to just do is I'm going to bring this one all the way down here. Now this might change in a minute, I'm not sure. Let's just keep that going down to that side there, and then this one we're going to come all the way down here. Again, just bearing in mind that we might change these in a minute. This is just going to make it a little bit simpler for us dividing up the walls. On the inside here, guys, put another pillar, which is going to be on this side for the inner sort of detail for the wall. On this side here, we can leave a 3 block gap like that. Put another pillar, a 3 block gap, so we'll go like that. Then we'll put a diagonal pillar here. We should now, we're going to be pretty close there. So what we should do now is probably, we'll get in another pillar right there. Then we'll just put in a wall all the way across like so. Yeah, that should be good. And then we might have to put some torches or something behind here. Now we're going to have like a little open area here as we walk down the stairs, which would be nice. We'll put something in here, maybe a little bit of storage or something like that. Over here, where we've got this pillar, we want to go ahead and put another one directly in the same place on the opposite side. Then we should be able to go 1, 2 with our smooth sandstone, 1, 2, and that should leave us a 3 block gap, which it does. On the inside here, we're just going to put another pillar like that, okay, just as a marking for the area. Now, I hope this is making sense so far, guys. I'm trying not to do this too quickly because I know it's going to be a little bit difficult to follow and make sure that you guys have the same layout. Now, on the inside here, where we have this gap, we're going to go a pillar here and a pillar just here. Let's match that up on this side. So we've got a pillar here. We're going to go 1, 2, we're going to place a 3 block gap. Then another 3 block gap, just like so. Okay, which gives us quite a big area. Now, if we go where these pillars are, right to the middle of the doorway, we're going to put in one of those just as a marker block. We're not keeping this here, guys. This is just a count, okay? So now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 6. Yeah, I think 6. And then what we're going to do from that 6 block there, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, counting directly from this corner and including the corner, we're going to count that 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let's just double check that and count that to make sure that is 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we've got 13. Now we're just going to bring them all the way down here and then this corner here, bring it all the way over. Now, like I said, these are just marker blocks. These ain't staying there. These are where we're going to start breaking out some areas that are going to go down. Well, we're going to go down pretty far, guys. So you'll see what we have in plans in a minute. But for now, let's just get the markings in place. So we're going to have a nice little walkway that goes around a little edge here. And then there's going to be a big hole in the center, which is going to go down to part of the storage system. Now, let's find the center points. We're going to go 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 7th block. And we're going to go 1, 2, get rid of that, 3, 4, 5. Directly in line with that one opposite, we're going to come to the center one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, around to this side, right in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Just to get this all marked out. Now that we've got that in place, we can now work out roughly where our walls are going to go. Now, as you can see for this side, we line up the 5 blocks here. They line up, and then we got the wall on the next one. So, using the smooth sandstone, we know that the wall is going to go right here if we want it to line up the same. So, let's go ahead, and from that block there, we're going to bring it all the way down to this corner. Then on this corner here, we're going to bring it all the way over till we reach this little corner bit that sticks out. Or until you know that you are just past the end of that block. So we can bring this one down all the way. Make sure you stay in a straight line. Just to there. Okay, we can get rid of that one in the corner. Again, this side here, we're going to break that and just bring this one all the way down. Until we get to this wall here. Then finally this piece here, we're going to just put one here, bring this all the way across. Again, make sure you just get rid of any of those torches that get in your way for now. And then we're going to get rid of that, bring this one all the way across this side. Okay, now this has given us a good idea of the layout. So now we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to make a little doorway. So it's right in the center. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Now, again, we're going to get our pillars in place. So let's go ahead and put one on every 4th block. So leave a 3 block gap between them. It should leave us with something like that. Same again here. And we're just going to basically repeat that all the way around, okay? So let's go ahead and get the rest in place. Again, we put one here so that we have a 1 block there by our little doorways. Then we leave a 3 block gap. Then we'll be 1 in the corner. Another 3 block gap. And then 1 right by that gap there, okay? And then just continue the pattern all the way around. Okay, there we go. Now here we can just get rid of these 5 here like this. Same on all of the other 3 sides of the build. We can just get rid of those marker blocks. Now before we go ahead and start marking anything else out, guys, I'm going to go over what we're going to be doing here for the storage room. So the storage room is going to be done on multiple levels going downwards. Now you can make the storage system as big or as small as you like. Now, whenever it comes to sorting items, I like to have quite a lot of storage. So if you're going to have a separate chest, for instance, for every single item or a little stack for each item. So we'll have about 4 chests per item for the automatic storage system. Now, you guys can extend this down as many floors as you want. I'm going to be making 3 floors, okay, which allow us to do an automatic storage system for around about 200 items, roughly. I think it's just over, it's like 204 or 208, something like that. Now, if you want to make it be able to store more items, all you would literally need to do is repeat the pattern that we build down another level, or either 2 levels, 3 levels, however many levels you want. Now we're going to have, like I said, 4 chests per item as well. Now if you wanted, you could just do 1 single level rather than the 3 levels we're doing. That would be up to you, and you'd be able to store approximately about 60 to 70 items, somewhere around there. And if you don't want to do the automatic storage system, you can copy the same thing that we're building, but just place chests in there and don't worry about the redstone that we place behind in order to make the actual storage system. Now this is a very big storage system. You're gonna need a ton of iron for hoppers. So if you do want to build the automatic system, you're gonna need a ton of iron before you can move forward with anything. So for the moment, all we're gonna do first of all is clear the space needed. Okay, so here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna start by, first of all, we're gonna just get rid of the blocks for this square and the 1 block underneath, so we have the marking in the ground. So let's just go around and then do that. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and just break out all of the planks in the center here. Now, because we're digging down pretty far, it is going to keep getting very dark. So what you want to do here is make sure that you have torches on the ground as you're digging down. As you're digging down, keep replacing the torches, because you're going to end up with mobs spawning right behind you when you're not expecting it. So just be very careful while you're doing this, guys, and make sure you've got plenty of lighting around you. I would also recommend taking some scaffolding or some ladders or something like that, because we're going to be digging down pretty deep. You want to make sure that you can get out. Okay, so make sure you've got some kind of block, ladder or scaffolding or something like that, so that you can get yourself out of this hole. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult to work this next part out, guys, but just please try and stay with me if you can. It shouldn't be too difficult, but I'm just hoping that I can explain it in a clear enough way. So let's start by, on the corner here where we've already dug down, we're going to start by digging down 2 more blocks, okay? And then just follow that pattern all the way around the same point that we've already been around. So all the way around this inner edge, okay? And make sure you do this at 2 levels, because it's the same height as you, so it just makes it a little bit easier, just for this first part at least. Again, once you've done that, guys, go ahead, remove the center part. Okay, once you're done, you'll have something that looks a bit like this. Now, the next step here is going to be a little bit awkward, because we need to account for 2 things. First of all, we need to dig back an area for the next landing underneath. We need to dig back an area that's going to, first of all, cover for the platform. So, for example, from here, we would need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks back that way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks back that way. Okay, then we also need to account that this is the floor level here. Now there's going to be an 8 block gap downwards before we get to the next platform, which means the next platform is going to be on the 9th block down from this one. So what we're first of all going to do here is, if we remove this, let's first of all break underneath and account for the platform. So from this very corner here, we're going to count back 5 blocks. Okay, so 1, we've got 1 missing at the bottom there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then from here, go back to the corner here. We're going to go 1, which is already broken. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to go back to this point here. that we just counted. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's a little dark here, guys. So as you can see, we'll come down here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of this little section here. Okay. Now, let's do the same in all 4 corners. So let me just repeat it again over here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go back, go into this corner piece. We go 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to turn at that corner. Again, making sure we're following with the same bit. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we should be able to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So we're here. Okay. Then we're just going to get rid of the excess in that center point. Now we're going to do that in all 4 corners. So we've done it in that one. We've done it in that one. And again, while you're doing this, you're going to have to keep remarking your lights, because as you dig downwards, you're going to end up breaking your torches and it's going to get dark again. Now, once you've done that, you want to get rid of the sections in between as well. So this part here, okay? So we're going to just dig all of this bit out, all the way across until we reach the other side that we've already dug out. So we're now going to have a big bit of space underneath here, as you can see, okay? So basically what we want to end up with is where this pillar is here, right? All the way around this edge here. This is where the hole that we're currently digging should be. Okay? That is just going to be where our main sort of landing and our main section is. We're still going to have to dig back more than that so that we can fit in the redstone. But let's first of all go ahead and get all of this in place. Okay? So again, remembering to do 5 blocks in each section of your corners like this. And then you just simply go ahead and then join up your 5 blocks. Go one that way and then one this way. They join up here. Clear the middles. Once you clear the middles, you can then clear down from that back end all the way down to this side here again. Okay, so basically we're just clearing that space underneath all of those planks. Alright guys, now as you can see, we've got that area cleared out underneath as we said. So now this is our area for our walkway that we're going to have underneath. Now the next section is going to be going back even further. So we're going to head to any corner again. And this time we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to go back 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again from this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to go 8 blocks in this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn right. And we should be able to come straight down and connect somewhere about here. Clear out all of the corner piece here. All of this 8x8 section. Okay guys, once we're done, if we take a back up just here, you can see actually how far back this is actually going now. So what we're basically doing, this is the corner block that we sort of dug up to, because all of the spruce wood on the inside area here is what we've already dug out underneath. So now what we're doing from this corner here, we're counting down, and we're counting down to 8. So we've got this corner here, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if we join those two up, it'll give us an 8x8 square in the corner here. Okay, and this is the area we're cutting out. Now if we do that from each corner where these pillars start, okay, so this one again would be from here coming out this way. Okay, again, but underneath okay, and again over there, and then we dig out the area to join them all up. Okay, just like we done with the first level area with the 5x5s and then join them all together. This time we're going to do the same, but with 8x8s, okay? So again, I'll show you one more time in this corner over here. Basically from here, we're going to break 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll come back, line up with this wall, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, let's quickly just hold our torch so you can see. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're already here because we got the last block has already been taken. Then we're just going to clear out this little area here. And again, once that's been done, you can see we now got the same thing as we have got back there. And if we go right into that back corner over here, we should now be able to start breaking some of this away until we meet up into the area that we've already dug. There we go. We're to the corner that we dug out. So now all we need to do is remove all of this section here, and then we just got to repeat that in every corner, making sure that we take all these areas out behind so that we've got a bunch of room for getting in our redstone. Alright guys, there is one side done. Okay, that one side all the way across there is all done. So now I'm going to do the same all the way across this corner. Well, I'll do that corner first, then do this piece across here. I'll do that corner and then come down here, and then finally this piece down here. So let's go ahead and get that all cut out of the way so that we can then move on to the next level. Okay, we've got everything all dug out. So now we've got all the room we need. All we need to do now is dig downwards. So we've got 2 levels underneath the floor in here, okay? There's 2 blocks gap like this. Now we need to dig down 8 blocks in total, which means we need to dig down another 6 blocks before we reach the floor level of our next level down. And we want to build this 3 floors, okay? So first of all, just to make this easier, we're going to dig down 7 levels from where we are now. So that means digging out from this corner over here, or from any corner, okay? Digging this corner out here, digging away all of this ground level here, digging it all out, all the way over to that corner there, making sure that we cover all of this area that we've already dug. And we need to go down 7 levels. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of world edit here to make this a little bit quicker, because doing this for a tutorial would just take way too long otherwise. So we're going to go ahead and jump ahead and do a bit of world edit to get rid of it, okay? So first of all, we're going to dig down 7 levels, which means that we're going to break what would be the next floor level. The reason we're going to break that is because obviously we want to replace it with spruce, so we're going to break that out. So go 7 levels down. So if we go to this corner here, we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and that's how far down just for the first level we want to go. Then we want to go down another 8 blocks to make the next level, and another 8 blocks down for the next level. So in total, let's go ahead first of all and do these 7 blocks down. Okay. Okay guys, right, we've cleared out all of that area, as you can see. Now you might get some holes in the walls and some water leak through. If you do, just go ahead and cover them up with any block. It doesn't matter, anything that's easy to gather up. Now I'm going to head over to this corner here just quickly, and I'm just going to show you the block height. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now that's going to be the blocks between there, and then this one, the 9th block, that's going to be our next floor. So if we want to dig down to our next floor, we've got to dig down another 9 blocks, and then after that we've got to dig another 9 blocks to reach the next floor. Okay, so we're basically going to dig down another 18 blocks so that we have 3 floor levels in total. Okay, now guys, this is going to take a long time to mine out, especially if you're doing this in survival. If you're doing this in survival, I would recommend 3 things: an efficiency 5 pickaxe, and you ideally want to make sure that you've got some unbreaking on there and mending so that you can repair it pretty easy. Then you want to make sure that you've got yourself a level 3 beacon set up with haste. It will definitely help speed up the process here and make it much quicker to get it all dug out, because you're gonna be here for a long time otherwise. And the third and final thing, guys, would be patience. There's a lot of area to dig out, and I know it's not nice digging. I know it's the boringest job in the world, but trust me, in the end, having the automatic storage system will be so worth it. I've done this so many times in survival before, building this system, a very similar system to this as well, and it takes time. It's a very big process, but it is very, very worth it in the end. You know, being able to have all of your items organized will just make building so much easier and just so much more enjoyable. Having your items organized just makes life so much easier while you're playing in Minecraft. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take this down another 18 blocks in total. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, get those dug out, and I'll catch you guys once you're done. Alright guys, once you're done, you should have a mega hole in the middle of your base, something that looks a bit like this. Okay, now this is a pretty huge hole, and as you can see, just to show you where the next landings are going to be, we've got 8 blocks gap. On the 9th block down, this is where the next floor level is going to be. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the 9th block, there's the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the last floor just here. Now, like I said, you could make it 4 or 5 floors if you wanted, but I think 3 floors is probably enough to store all of the main items that you need it to store. We're going to have an overflow protection anyway, so anything that don't get stored will be put into some overflow chests. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and start planning out where we're going to lay this. Now, we want a hole on the next 2 floors, just like this, at the same height. To make it a little bit easier to line it all up and make sure we get it in the right place, I would go ahead, break a diagonal block on each corner on the very top floor here, and then just go ahead and start placing your sand or gravel, or anything, you know, like a concrete powder or something like that, until you get all the way up to the top. That way you'll have a pillar underneath, so you can see where this corner lines up with. Okay, so let's just quickly do that on all 4 of these corners a minute, making sure that you're diagonally over. Alright guys, now that we've got the sand in the corner there, that just makes it a little bit easier for us to see where to line up the areas for the holes in the platforms. So if you want to make your way down, now don't get me wrong guys, it's going to be a little bit dangerous trying to do this and trying to get down in the gap there. I don't know if you could go ahead and you could maybe do another little pillar like this in the corner to get yourself down, build up a platform of sand, and then dig your way down until you get to the ground. It's probably the safest way for this area here, so you could go ahead and do that, and then you could just start digging your way all the way down to the bottom. Now, once you're at the bottom here, you want to go ahead and start placing in your flooring. Now, at the ground level here, we can just cover the entire floor. It doesn't matter. So we're just going to go around and we're going to lay all of our spruce planks in here, and we're going to cover this entire floor. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead again and use a little bit of world edit to quickly do this to make it a little bit quicker for the tutorial. But guys, go ahead, take your time, place all of your planks down here. You can use spruce or dark oak or oak, whatever you guys want. I personally find that spruce tends to look the nicest. So let's go ahead, get this in place, and I'll catch you guys once you're done. Alright guys, once your first level is in place, you want to go ahead and make sure you got 8 blocks, okay? So it's probably a good idea to do something like this in the corner to give yourself a little guide for the height. So place 8 blocks of your choice and then a spruce on the very top, okay? So this is the 9th block up. Then what you're going to do is basically bring your planks all the way across from this side. Once you get to this corner, we want to bring it all the way across again down to the other side and basically just loop around the room first of all. Okay, once you've got that all in place, you want to come over to any area on your platform now. Line yourself up with one of these pillars here. And then you just want to start making your way towards it from here, okay? And then just bring yourself back towards it until you attach to it. Once you're attached to it, you can now come across and then start joining your way around and making a little ring on the inside here, okay? Okay, once you're done, you should have something like this. So all you need to do now is start filling in this area here, bring it all the way around the outside there, making sure you leave the center point here empty. Then we're going to go up to the next level up here and do exactly the same thing with the flooring and fill that all in. Once that's all in place, we can start working out a layout for our chests and our room and everything else. But for now, just make sure you go in and you get all of that in place before you do anything else. Okay guys, once that's all in place, we're going to just do a little bit more planning just to get a few more things in place. So what we're going to do here first of all is if we come over to one of the corners here, right where this sand is, we can see we've got 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one is where this corner pillar is here. We basically want to match this corner pillar up in all 4 points, okay, over there, and we want that to extend all the way down underneath. So what we're going to do is, because you're in survival, or if you're in survival, you can go ahead and break down this way to your next level. Once you get here, now the reason there was no sand there guys is because I went ahead and used a bit of world edit here, so just ignore it if there isn't any sand in place where there should be. So from this corner here, we're literally just going to go 1, make sure it's diagonal of course, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. This is where the pillar should be. So we'll break these ones out of the way, put our plank back into the ground there, and then we're going to just extend that pillar all the way up to the ceiling. Let's do the same thing over here. So over here we can go ahead, break the sand pillar all the way down, and then from that corner there we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be the where it is, okay? And then we get rid of that one. And then again, bring that one all the way to the ceiling. Let's do the same on these 2 corners here as well. Okay, once you've got those in place, just make sure that you go ahead and fill your spruce plank in at the top here. Just like that. And then we're going to do the same again on the next level. And then the one at the very bottom as well, okay? So let's just go ahead and get that all in place. Just remember to count diagonally from that corner. So if you go ahead, you place your 1 on that corner, then you go 1, 2, and then where this torch is would be 3. So 4 will be that one there. 1, 2, 3 gap. Break the corner one there. This is where we raise our pillar. And we're going to do that on all 4 corners on this level. And then all 4 corners on the next level. Okay guys, now that the pillars are all the way in place, all the way down to the ground as you can see, we're going to go ahead and first of all, let's just leave this very top floor for the moment, okay? This is not where the storage system is going to be. It's going to start from this level here, and then we're going to have it on these 2 levels here as well, making 3 levels in total. So, coming into the top level here, okay, not the top level up here, the top level for the storage system. We're going to come over to where the corners are here, and what we want to do is get rid of the torches if there's any there, and bring a pillar all the way up next to it from one side, a pillar all the way up from this side like this, and then one right here, so that we end up with a 4x4. Okay, now it's important that when you do this from the corner, that we go diagonally into this corner here like that. So from the corner of the open square, it's important you come in and you have your 2 pillars here and then your final one just here. Okay, so that they all line up in the same spot. Now that we got these 2 in place, we want to go ahead and do the same for these 2 over here as well. And then obviously all the way down, including the same for the ones at the bottom here and this level here. So let's go ahead and just get all of those all in place. Okay, now that we've got our pillars going all the way down now, we're going to go ahead and do a bit of detail. Now, if we come one down from the top floor, we're going to leave this top floor for the moment. But if we come down to this one here, we're going to make a pattern in between these 2 pillars here. What we're going to do with that pattern is we're going to repeat it onto this side, then this side, and this side. And then we're going to go down and repeat the same pattern all the way around here, and the same on the very bottom as well. So let's just start with the pattern at the very top here. So let's just get a block for a marker block at the moment. We're going to remove these, so don't worry too much about these blocks. And from this first pillar here, on the back block here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do the same one here, making sure it's the back block. So we have 6 each side now. Leave a 1 block gap, and that should give us 5 blocks in the center like this. Now, in between those gaps, we're going to put a pillar, and we're going to bring those pillars all the way up to the ceiling. Just like so. Now, if we go 2 blocks down from the top, so 1, 2, on the third one down, we're going to just bring another pillar all the way across like this. Making sure we're not on that front pillar, we want to be on the back pillar. Okay, here we're just going to bring it across. And then again here, we want to make sure that we're on that back pillar and then bring it all the way across like this. Let's get rid of those marker blocks. And then now what we can do is we can place a little pillar on here, here, and here, okay? And just take them up to the top of the roof like this. In the center here, we can put 2. And then we can do the same thing on this end, on every other block. Just like this. Okay, now we're going to grab our smooth sandstone. And at the very top here, we're just going to put 2 of them inside the gaps like this, all the way across. Now we're going to get ourselves some oak stairs, and underneath this beam at the top here, we're just going to put some upside down stairs like this. You can use the spruce stairs if you want, but I'm going to just use the oak stairs to try and break it up a little bit on here, just so that we haven't got everything matching with the same color. Okay, now that we got that done, we're going to get in some chests and stuff like that. But before we get our chests in place, we just want to put a couple of pillars behind here to kind of section everything off. So starting here, we want a pillar all the way behind here. Let's just take it up to the ceiling. A pillar behind the back of this one. A pillar behind the back of this one. And then finally, a pillar behind the back of this one. Now we're going to go ahead and get our chests out. And before we do that, we're just going to clear a little bit of room here. So let's just get a few of these torches out of the way for the moment. Okay, anything that's kind of in the gap here or kind of just around these pillar areas. Now, one thing to always make sure, as you can see here, guys, look, this isn't going straight. We want to make sure that they go straight all the way. Okay, so that they follow the same pattern all the way. Now, I'm going to choose a direction to face. It really doesn't matter which one you choose to face, but it's a good idea to keep facing that same way for the whole time you place in these chests. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put in a chest where the stair is. We want to go 1 block back and 1 block down to there, okay? Place our chests down like this and then crouch and just place one attaching to the side of those chests. We're then going to put one in front and then attach another one to the side of them to make them double chests. And we're going to just keep repeating that process all the way along here until we finish filling in this little area or this little gap here. So we've got 2 more rows to do. There we go, just like that. And as you can see, we can still open those top chests there without any issues. Now let's go ahead and fill these gaps across here. Now before we continue, guys, we want to just bear one thing in mind, and that is that at one side in here we want to make a stairway which is going to be inside this little 5-block gap in the middle, but we only want that stairway on one side. So as you come over from the stairway, there's the stairs there. So as we come over here, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to choose the right hand side over here to make the stairway. Okay, so on the right hand side here, you want to make sure that all the way down to the very bottom here, that you don't go ahead and fill anything in the middle here. Okay, now because we're not on the right hand side, the right hand side is going to be on that side there, so therefore we don't need to worry right now. So we're going to just continue on this part here, and we're going to fill this gap in with our chests. And then once you're done, guys, you're going to have something that looks a bit like this. Now, what we're going to do here for a bit of lighting to make this look a little bit nicer is right where the upside down stairs are, we're going to put in a spruce fence. We're also going to put a spruce fence on the corner here. Now, there will be one on this corner here, but we'll do that once we get to that side there. And then we'll also have one here. Again, there will be one here, but we'll do that when we do the second part. Now, above these, we're going to do a simple pattern. So we're going to go a stair, upside down stair, plank behind it, stair in front, stair at that side, stair at that side. We're going to do exactly the same over here. Now, once we get to the corner here, it will slightly change. So in the corner here, it will be a stair, upside down stair, a full block, and then a stair facing out this way. Okay, as you can see. But because we are going to have the same pattern that's going to sit here, for instance, okay, like this, we'll have the 4-block there and then a stair like that. In the middle here, we're just going to go ahead and place a 4-block like so. Okay, so over on this side here, it would be the same situation. We would have the stair, upside down stair, 4-block, then a stair upside down. Then again down here it would be upside down stair, normal stair, upside down stair, 4-block, stair, and then a 4-block in that gap there. And then of course there would be a fence post at the bottom here. Then we're just going to go ahead, put in our lanterns. Just like that. Okay, and that gives us a really nice sort of area to work with. Now, the last little detail here for the chests would be something to identify what's going to be going into them. So we will go ahead and put in an item frame. So item frame, and I'm just going to place one on the top chest. I think we only need one on all of these. You can place it on a lower down chest if you want, but I'm going to place it on just the top chest for now. Okay, now before we repeat this around the rest of the room and on the other floors, the last thing left to do is to go around the back. And what we're going to do around here is we're going to start by getting ourselves hoppers. Now, like I said, guys, this is going to require a ton of hoppers. So you're going to need an iron farm or a very big supply of iron. We're going to start by placing in our hoppers into the back of every chest. Now make sure that they face into the chest. It's very important they face into that chest like this and not facing downwards into each other or sideways into each other. They must face into the chest. Okay, once you've got all of that in place, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this pattern on one, but we're going to basically do it behind every hopper as we go across. Okay, so it's just basically going to be repeated across behind the hoppers. So first of all, we're going to come down here, we're going to place one of our polished andesite or a block of your choice, 2, then 3, 1 in the middle, then we're going to go 1, 2, and then 1 underneath that one, and then break that one. So we should have this kind of a pattern. Then at the very top here, we're going to just place a block there temporarily and then place a hopper going into that. Break that block like that, and then you want to place a redstone comparator going inwards. We're then going to place 1, 2, 3 bits of redstone dust. In this little gap here, we want to place a redstone repeater, and then under the bottom here, oops, no, not underneath that one. Underneath this one at the top here, a redstone torch. Now what this will basically do is this will allow you to place a certain amount of items in this hopper before it will lock. And what we'll do later on is we'll be placing some items in these in order to allow only a certain item to flow into this chest. Okay, but we're going to come back to that a little bit later on. We ain't going to do that now because it'll just be a little bit too much to take in at once. Now we just want to repeat this exactly what we've done here. We want to repeat it all the way here behind all of these hoppers. Okay, making sure again we don't need to place them in these gaps here. Okay, it's just going to be unnecessary. So let's repeat this all the way down. And there we go, guys. That's that all in place. Now you just want to make sure that you've got plenty of lights around this area here, because you don't want any mobs that are going to be spawning out the back here. Okay, so keep it well lit up. And all underneath here, make sure this is lit up as well. You shouldn't get any mobs spawn on top of any of this because you've got your redstone dust and comparators and stuff like that mobs can't spawn on. So you should be good there. Now, if you wanted to, just to make this a little bit more, a little bit neater here, you can actually put a stair like that. Still allows you to get into your chests. And then if we do it on here, all the way across, without falling in the gap, do it on these ones here, and then these ones on the very end here. When we come in here, we can just see that it's covered up underneath there a little bit nicer. And that's about it that we need to do here. If you really wanted to, and you wanted some more light here because it's a little bit dark, one thing you can do is either a jack-o'-lantern or even a glowstone. You can go ahead and you can place one on top of that chest there. And then you can bring them all the way across like this to add an extra light source. This still will allow you into the chest. It's not going to block off your chest or anything like that, so don't worry about that. And then you just have a bit more light. So if we do this and we have a look on the other side, you'll see that the light kind of shines through where the chests are. There we go. We don't get a huge bit of light come through. You can't really see a huge bit of light, but there's enough light there that it penetrates through to the area here. So that should be good for that. Now, what we've got here, guys, we need to repeat this whole pattern throughout the whole storage system here. Now, remember what I said about the stairs here. We want to make sure that we're going to have a stairway on this side. So we want to repeat this exact pattern here, but all of these chests and all of the redstone in that center part there, okay, all this piece here, we don't want to do that on the right hand side of the build, which is this one here. So if we come over to the stairway and we come down and we turn left, once we turn left, this side here, the right, this is where we're going to have our stairway. So make sure that that section there is left empty, because that way we're going to make a sort of a little divider, which would be something like this. And we're basically going to have one side will have a stair going down, the other side's going to have a stair coming upwards, and then that way we can just kind of use that as our stairway to get from level to level. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and put that all in place now, guys. I'm going to go ahead and I will do that off camera. But I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. So what you want to do now, guys, is go ahead, repeat this on this side, and this side. Bearing in mind that the middle part there, you want to leave it off of the right-hand side here. And you want to leave it on off the right-hand side on this level and the ground level as well. but you want to make sure it's repeated exactly the same on these sides here, these sides down here, and these sides here. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up just there, guys. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Just don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. But for now, this is BlueNerd signing out, and I will catch you guys in the next one.